Hi, I'm Kyle, a tired therapist.
And I'm Jackie, also a tired therapist.
And together, we are Two Tired Therapists.
Welcome to the pod.
It's also crazy that the government jumped on creating some laws around that. I mean, God bless, way to go, but like, don't you think there's some other things going on
Sure.
that we should maybe...
Bigger than just, nudes.
Yeah, like, oh, Taylor Swift got a fake body out there that's actually really nice. Like, wow.
Your FBI agent
What
is
a
like,
problem.
nudes again, Kyle. That's what I like to think. I'm like, really? Again?
Another whole pic.
I know.
Wow.
Groundbreaking.
Because no gay has ever sent that before.
Oh, my God. Well,
there you go. So everyone just unsubscribed.
right. Everyone is like, okay, that's enough for today.
Well, so I thought I had posted a couple of polls, or a poll, and in true boomer fashion, I did not know how I could look up the results after the post.
Correct.
So Jackie and Justin kind of helped me, but I also, for the record, figured it out myself. So I posted some time ago, back on July 30th, actually, are you a flop? And so we asked the listeners if they thought they were a flop. And here are the options they had, which I think were fair. I think were fair. Proudly a flop.
Uh-huh.
Most likely a flop. Or no, but in denial. So we had some great engagement.
Sure.
And I would like to call out some people.
Maybe our listeners are called flops.
Maybe our listeners are called flops. Do you think there are some people, can I call out some people?
Sure.
Do you think it's okay?
Sure.
Some of them are your friends, so I don't know.
Sure.
So the people who said they're proudly a flop.
Some of these people I don't know that they actually listen to our podcast. If they do, please text me or DM us. I don't know.
Well, so we have Zane.
Uh-huh.
Who
friend of ours.
Is a friend of yours, who said proudly a flop.
Love it.
And then, well, I won't say her name, but she has been on the pod before. I do have to protect her identity for HIPAA reasons.
Sure.
But she knows who she is. Miss Thang. Miss Thang, who sees a therapist in my office, and I see someone she knows too.
Sure.
They know who they are. She said she is. And then Maya. Hi, Maya.
Hi, Maya.
Friend of the pod. She's proudly a flop.
Yep.
We're currently in I believe it's her, in a Duolingo friend quest.
Ooh.
And I was really slacking until today.
Oh.
So I'm so sorry, Maya. And then producer Justin voted proudly. You voted proudly.
Hell yeah.
And I voted proudly as
Hell
well.
yeah.
So congratulations to us. Now, the most likely people, only a couple. I'm so sorry. That person I mentioned earlier, the therapist, I have to protect their identity. They voted most likely. I'm so sorry. I can't read. Reading's really hard.
Tough.
And Bree, whom I used to work with. So, hi, Bree.
Hi, Bree.
And then those of you who said no.
And that you're in denial.
But are in denial. Katie, who is a fellow therapist, she said no, but she is. And then Claire. Oh, bleep out that. I don't know why I said that. Really calling her out today.
Yeah. Fuck you, Claire. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, Claire.
Claire, who really is not a flop.
Yeah, not a flop.
Really not a flop. So hers is correct. So, so I just want to let you all know that.
Love that.
Love that. So, Jackie, do you want to tell us what's tired today?
So many things. I really gotta hone in on.
List out.
I gotta hone in on one. I had something and then I was like, Do you have one?
I do.
Okay, you go first because I got a couple. I'm.
This might be another controversial. I might call out some people, and I'm not thinking of anyone in general. But lip filler, and especially for men.
Oh.
Yeah, I think women can get away with it. Well, if it's done right. Let's talk about that. If it's done right.
The faces I'm making, no one can see except for Kyle.
No, but you're right. I think sometimes women, because there's a tasteful way. There's a tasteful way to do it. And I think women can get away with a little bit more because they're, they're supposed to have plump lips, right? Like it's that. But the men doing it, honey, we can tell. We got it. You got it. You're not fooling anybody. Nobody's looking at you going,
I have a rant about this about once a week, really. Yes. And I was almost going to make this one of mine for a future episode. It's just, the thing about the filler is, that's fine. Like, if you feel like you need it, if you feel like, my lips look kind of funky or it's not proportional to my face, whatever.
If you can't close your lips, it's not done right.
Sure. But at the same time, I'm like, we're all veering toward a society where a lot of the people who get filler or Botox or like insert whatever cosmetic procedure, like everybody's starting to look alike. And that's kind of odd to me, like especially like if you look at celebrities, like I'll say the Kardashians.
The standard of beauty, I think.
I know, but that's tired too. Like, but I'm with you. It's like the filler is just.
Yeah, I think it's more the because like if it's a man, I think you can, like Zac Efron. Zach, if you're listening, I'm so sorry, but like.
Oh, you don't know what happened to him? It's a legit thing.
Oh.
He got like into it, like he fell in his house and like broke his jaw.
Oh, he did.
And had to
had to get lip filler.
He had to get like massive jaw surgery, which like changed his face for a while.
Okay, well,
it's a little more normal these days.
Let me take that back then, so I don't call Zach out. Like, stop.
Well, no, because like he came back on the scene and his jaw was like he looked like fucking
right,
whatever it was, like Muscle Man or whatever, and everybody was like, "What's wrong?"
But the lips, I was like, "Oh." Honey,
I think he was swollen.
Was that
but
part
I don't know.
of it? Well, anyways, but there are other men who do it, and I'm like,
sure.
Oh, honey, we can tell.
This reminds me, my mom will very appreciate the story if she's listening. But
hi, Kathy.
There was a newscaster in Chicago, where I'm from. It's fine, I'll say that because it's so broad. But he was aging, and his hair was getting a little gray. And so this is kind of along the same line. It's not lip filler, but the next day he came to the broadcast, his hair was jet black.
No,
it was not jet black the day before. And my mom and I.
Nope.
Laughed and laughed. It was not funny, but it was really funny because it was just like, what the F? Like he looked.
You're not fooling anyone.
It made him look older. Yeah. Like had he kept his like graying hair, it was fine.
Or shave it.
Right.
That's why I tell when I get my hair cut, I'm always like, when you see a bald spot,
just
pull the clippers out. Going bald and the beautiful because
it's time.
Because it's time. It's time. So that's what I'm tired of. Have you decided what you're tired of?
Well, I think I'm just tired still perpetually of like.
Flags.
Flags.
No, wait, that's me.
That's you. Of like men labeling women as aggressive. I mean, it's a very binary thing that I'm saying, but I just, it really, I don't know. And there's nothing like specific that I can draw to. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's Kamala and everyone's like, oh, she's a bitch. And I'm just like.
Right. It is. It's that tale as old as time of like.
Right. Like, are you that
like
threatened?
Men are bitches and. Oh, wait. Freudian slip. Sorry.
So appropriate.
So appropriate and seen. Men are, assertive.
Sure.
Women are bitches.
Sure. And it's like the gendered feedback of like, I read some story on Instagram a couple weeks ago that was like, I got feedback from my work that I was like being very like emasculating towards a coworker. And I'm like, would you give that same, like talking to a man?
Right.
A man to another man? What the fuck is that?
Well, here's the tea though. So we have a word emasculating.
Sure.
Effeminating is not a word.
No.
There is no word for taking away someone's femininity.
Sure. No.
And that's the tea.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
We're done. Justin runs out.
Justin.
Well, kids. Oh, kids.
I hear through the grapevine that I'm in for a ride. Ride of my life.
You're in for the ride
Spelled
of your life.
Spelled with a Y.
Well,
I'm just gonna sit back.
It is
and provide nothing to this
I forgot how many of
episode.
these days. It's another lovely Reddit episode.
Yeah, it's
where I some of these I'm reading. I'm like I don't remember reading these, but it's another Reddit episode where I read stories to Kyle and we discuss what we would do if they were a client walking into our office. Famously, the last time
we scream.
Yeah, I mean, really, truly, it's
dark-sided.
It is dark-sided. Oh, there's the doesn't make us the same meal was on. Okay, so I did read that. It was like kind of like the last one. Okay. The late wife. I was trying to pick shorter stories because I know it's kind of like a mouthful for me to read like a huge dialogue.
Yeah. Sure.
I feel like I read that one. Okay, let me find. There's one that's very dark-sided. Here's one. The title's making me laugh. How to handle my doctor, 58 male, flirting with my 40 male wife, 48 female in front of me.
Oh boy. Men.
I have a rather attractive wife who is also a great partner. She accompanies me to a difficult treatment which will last a month and be daily. The first day, the doc was rather talkative and kissed her goodbye quite close to her
Oh.
mouth. We are Latinos in parentheses.
Oh.
Yesterday, second day, he brought some chocolate for her and told her beauty when he gave it to her and asked her to share some with me. I'm also reading these as they're written, so I'm so sorry if it doesn't sound anything like English. When we left, she told me that upon his arrival, while I was in the bathroom, he held her face and said something like, I hadn't realized about your face. She said she did not feel she was creepy, but rather like an old man would say to a little girl. She is almost 50. He is like 10 years older, still in shape. I'm 10 years younger than her, and he calls me son. I'm wondering how to react. On my side, I feel disrespected by him. I also think that for my wife, it comes easier not to react, and that setting limits is awkward for her. I am thinking about asking her not to come so I and her avoid the awkwardness, but I'm not sure she will protest, saying something like I don't trust her. Also hesitant about saying something to him, like telling him I really felt awkward or giving back the chocolate. How can I handle this? How do I approach the conversation with the wife?
Oh my.
There's so many problems with this,
There's so many problems there.
I thought this was like a baiting post when I first read it. Now when I started
Oh.
reading it, I was like, oh, I remember this.
I think, well, you can't address it with the doctor because he doesn't give a fuck. So let's start
Sure.
there. He's doing it in front of you already,
Sure.
so that's a moot point there.
Sure.
It
It doesn't say what country they're in, but I would report the doctor.
Sure,
Surely.
absolutely. I think you could report him. You know, working in a hospital system, probably nothing
Doctors
will be
have a
done.
different
but
ethical standard than therapists
Sure.
and some other, which
that's
is interesting.
sure. It is very interesting. I think. I mean, I don't think the wife's gonna stand up and say anything, probably because women are conditioned not
Sure.
to.
No,
So
100%.
there's that. So what did he want to know? How should I address it with my wife?
Or how should he handle it in general? I would change doctors personally.
I think
That's crazy.
I think I would
mean,
just change. I would be like, I would need a new doctor. I don't feel comfortable. Yeah. There's a lot.
Sure.
That's a lot.
It's a little different than like, why doesn't my boyfriend watch his dick? We do have a couple of those.
Why doesn't my boyfriend watch his asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. I can't. You can't make this up.
I hate
Husband
this.
called me a sack of potatoes in bed.
Cut the cameras.
Deadass. I, female 38, married to male 33, and tonight after sex in the shower, I asked him if he liked it, and he replied, "Why are you asking that? You don't do nothing. You're like a dead body, a sack of potatoes."
You don't do nothing.
I was confused because he's never said anything like that to me, and he always says we have bomb sex. This is so
go.
straight coded. We have sex 3 to 4 times a week because we have kids and have been together 7 years, married 3 next month. We do have oral and try new things, and I do moan. I'm affectionate, and I talk to him sometimes. We laugh too.
Oh, okay.
She updated, said he apologized and said it was a joke that he's seen on TikTok, but
Oh.
stories from Reddit, just to explain to the children out there, they get uploaded to TikTok and Instagram and all of the social media. So like some of these stories blow up and they're like, I can't believe this blew up. So apparently this went on TikTok, but I still made it clear to him that it was rude and disrespectful and I didn't like that joke, but our sex life is great.
I think
I'd say, oh, you think I'm a sack of potato? I think you're never going to have sex with me again.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say. Like,
I'm a sack of potato? Okay. I
Right.
will be 100% a sack of potato for you.
right. I'm a sack of potato and you can't fuck me anymore. So there you go.
Uh-huh. This
It was a joke. Get out of here.
I bet their sex isn't that great. I'm
It's
just
pro-
going
no.
to say
If you have
it.
to say it that much, it's not.
Yeah, and our sex is great was with like an exclamation
Oh.
point.
Okay.
This one's
Okay,
a little
Tiza.
toxic. Trigger warning, I guess,
Ooh,
for some
okay,
people.
Okay.
My 21 female husband, 26 male, check that age gap, told me that he listens outside the bathroom door the entire time I'm it says showing, but I think she means showering, to see if I'm masturbating. How can I tell him that this is a violation of my privacy and personal space without him feeling like I'm disrespecting him? This is so. Just
Would you like me to read? Okay, you read the whole thing.
like
Great.
6 months ago, my husband came bursting into the bathroom to catch me using my vibrator in the shower. He threw a hissy fit about it and said that it was basically cheating and guilted me into apologizing and promising not to do it again. The next time we went to use my vibrator, and she put in parentheses, during sex, as we basically always did, it had stopped working mysteriously in hindsight.
Oh.
I often use it in the shower. I guess just because that's basically the only time I get to myself. I eventually just turned to using the shower head, and one time he pounded on the door to ask what I was doing. Again, I didn't think much of it at the time. Tonight I was showering and not doing anything else, And when I came out, he was being short and pissy with me. Pissy with me. This is crazy. I asked if everything was okay, and he says, "So how was your shower?" I said, "Fine." Confused, he goes on to say that he knows what I was doing in there, and I responded by asking what was he talking about, to which he replied that every time I shower, he sits outside the bathroom door and listens to see if I'm masturbating. I was so shocked I didn't even know what to say. How can I tell him that this is a violation of my privacy and personal space without him feeling like I'm disrespecting him? There's an update to this post.
Okay.
But you tell me your thoughts before I
What
do.
you say-
This is the update is 65,000 paragraphs. So
You say exactly that. This is invasion of my privacy. And
why
my...
do you do that's so weird.
Well, I learned about this from a friend that men tend to feel very insecure when toys come into the bedroom sometimes. And I guess I get it, but at the same time, I'm like,
it's less work for you, dumbass.
well, and it has nothing to do with, like,
well, yeah, and it's like,
it has nothing to do with you.
there was another one I read a long time ago. I did not save it. This was before we started doing where it was just like, my husband is jealous of my vibrator. And I'm like, that's weird.
Crazy.
That's weird.
You're of an inanimate object. Like, yeah.
I'll just read the too long didn't read because it's no joke, 65 paragraphs long. I confronted him about this being an invasion of my privacy and he did not react well. I'm leaving him and moving in with a friend until I'm done with school next month.
Perfect. The best outcome, because you know what? Honestly, deeper problems. Deeper problems. Good for her. That, you know,
no,
what?
100%.
They don't always turn out like that.
No, they
That's
don't.
really nice. Perfect. Perfect. Crazy.
This is another toxic one.
I mean, policing women's bodies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens. Here we are.
I, 35 female, started my tattoo sleeve, and my husband, 34 male, is mad because another man marked me. Marked as in quotes. Did I do something wrong?
No. Moving on.
It's a little longer, but it's not super long. I recently started a traditional sleeve. It's going to be pieced together, and I found a really good male artist nearby. I don't know many women in my area who do traditional style. I really like his work, and he had availability and great prices, so I just went for it. The first one I got, my husband was fine with. I told him before I reached out to the artist, showed him his Instagram, showed him the flower I was getting. After the appointment, I called him to let him know it went well. He was cool, and he's a power lifter, so we talked about going to the gym a lot. The artist had missed a spot and had let me know to come in, and he would give me a good price on my next one. So I sent him a couple of things and made an appointment for 2 more. My arm felt so incomplete with just one. My husband knew about this appointment. He did the day of, when they put in parentheses yesterday, he was very distant. I invited him to come with me, but he said no. So I left, got them done, and came home. Now it's been almost 24 hours, and he still has not really spoken to me. Today he came to me and said he's upset because I let another man mark me forever before he got to mark me. Marking to me means pee like dogs, but whatever. That's me. That's Jackie. That's not the story.
That's a Jackie problem.
He knew I wanted a sleeve. I've been showing him pictures of tattoos for months. He knows I have had issues with my body my whole life. He knew I never felt confident enough to be myself and do the things I want to. And he was happy that I was finally trying to become the person I always wanted to be. My Insta is literally full of girls working out traditional tattoos and girls working out with tattoos. I wanted them for years, and I'm finally doing it. Edit. He is not and has never been a tattoo artist.
So what does he define as marking? Meme? What's that?
White guy blinking meme is what I look like right
now.
100%. I don't get what the to me, I think of marking in the traditional sense of like a dog is peeing on a bush. Yeah.
Scarification, girl.
That's weird, no? Why would you, what?
Marking. Men are problematic sometimes. I don't know. I can't explain it to you. I don't know what the thing is.
Well, and he's not, I guess if he was a tattoo artist, I could kind of see where the conflict would lie.
Sure.
But if he's not, then
he's not.
So he's gonna make a makeshift tattoo pen and tattoo you up?
No.
That's how you get Hep C.
Among other things.
Well.
Among other things. Yeah. What is? Yeah. So any updates there? Did she leave him too? That would be great. That would be wonderful.
This was posted like about 3 months ago, so we will see.
And what changed? You were fine with it once.
No updates.
So.
Yeah, something's funky. I mean, maybe he saw the guy's stuff and was like, oh, he's a power lifter and he's better looking than me. Maybe it's like an insecurity thing.
Of course it is. That's what it always comes down to with men, is their insecurity.
Here, this will balance out the tides with the washing out the butt thing.
Great.
How do I, 30 male, very gently encourage my girlfriend, 30 female, to more thoroughly wash her butt? I know, it's very rare.
Not women being problematic.
I hate asking this question, but I'm feeling stuck. When my girlfriend and I have sex with me from behind, a position we both enjoy, it smells bad to the point of me not wanting to do it in that position. I know some smell is expected and it wouldn't bother me, but I promise I have realistic expectations. Sometimes we'll shower together, so I'll always offer to help wash her. And
I can't.
I can't finish
I can't
this.
do this.
I really get the soap up in there, and then afterwards we can have sex in that position, and it's great. In other words, I can tell it's not a medical issue because I know the smell goes away when I take care of the washing.
Great.
But we have tried the position immediately after she showers alone, and it's the same problem. I can't. I just want to bring it up very gently but directly, but she has some insecurities in the bedroom, and I don't want to shatter her confidence. Part of me thinks that I just take this information to the grave, and we only do that position after we shower together. And before this subreddit starts to analyze the quality of our relationship and communication, I love her with all my heart, and this is not a deal breaker. No doggy sex except on special occasions is reasonable for me, but it would be a nice bonus to improve the situation. And the first comment says, why are grown adults not washing their ass? With the exclamation point.
Well, I mean, I think that is the question, because I don't think it's a complicated process, in my personal opinion.
I'm trying to think of, like, if I was to receive this information.
Like if producer Justin said, hey.
I think he would be very blunt, and I don't think but I mean, I think you just have to be like, hey, I wouldn't say every time. I'm just trying to give, like, real advice
I
to
don't
this
think
person.
I would start out with, hey.
No,
by the way.
But, like, on a good day, you've had a nice day. There's been no sex. You're had a nice dinner. I'm trying to think of, like, how I would want to receive this information.
But I'm thinking,
like, calm, like, it's been a great day. It's been calm. We've been hanging out, whatever. And there's no pressure for anything. And you're laughing so hard. But I'm trying to think of how I would want to.
Well, because I'm thinking, because the opposite would be like, we just had sex, and then you go, hey, by the way, your ass smells. And I would feel so self-conscious, because then I would think the whole time, like, damn, you were just, like, putting up with that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, you're right. Like, I'd rather be like, it was a great day. There was no, like, sex.
You had a nice dinner. You watched a movie. There's no pressure. And you're like, I wouldn't start with every time. I would just say the last 2 times, maybe. I would, under three. I'd say the last couple times we've had doggy, sex. Basically. Your ass smells. Or I would say, like, I noticed a smell.
Did it say how long they'd been together?
No, I read the whole thing. No,
I think the longer I had been with them, I would just be like,
I think,
you need to wash your ass.
And that plays into it too, I think. I think if you are together for a shorter amount of time, because there was one we read where it was like they hadn't even been together for like 6 months, and she was like, "Can I just hold this in?" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" But I think let's assume they're together for about a year, because that's probably
sure.
But I think I
would just say it. I would just be like, "Look, I
no judgment here. I'm not mad.
No judgment, but like
something's not getting washed.
Something's not getting washed there. We need to look into that. We need to address the situation.
Oh my god.
Or on the flip side, let's play devil's advocate. Just don't do doggy.
That's what he said. He's like, I can live with it, which I guess.
Yeah, you're not gonna die from not doing doggy. You'll be fine.
This one's an interesting one. My girlfriend, 24 female, isn't speaking to me, 27 male, after finding out I have been with a guy. What should I do?
Oh, this is an epidemic.
I've read a couple like this.
Mm-hmm.
For context, me and my girlfriend have been together for 5 years and basically has been smooth sailing over since. It's a weird way to write that. A few days ago, we were having a conversation about how my university life was. Over a glass of wine, I can't. There's so many grammatical errors. I have to read this the way I think it should be written. We were scrolling through pics I had. Then she asked about a guy she saw in many of them, and I stupidly told her that he was my ex-boyfriend. At first, she laughed, but when she understood I was serious, she got a weird look on her face. At that point, I knew I messed up, but didn't expect her to outright stop talking to me. She didn't say a word, and I tried to have a conversation many times. Earlier this morning, she left for her parents' house, but thankfully, she hasn't packed anything, so I'm hopeful. How should I try to resolve things since she is clearly not open to discussing it?
It may be a red flag that she's not open to discussing it.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't get what the problem. I mean,
well, this was, if you remember, in How to Get Away with Murder, because you know I'm a huge fan.
Never seen it.
Oh. Well, anyways, spoilies. This was a plot point with one of the characters. Is she was dating this man, and he was like great and wonderful and whatever, and then she found out he kind of dabbled with the homosexuality in college, and she was shooketh. And everyone was like, what is wrong with you? And he ended up, I think, like leaving her because she was so crazy.
This was
about it.
actually a thing that
But-
happened on the first season, spoilers of Love is Blind, the US version, where there was they were engaged. When they finally met and were on their vacation, he told her he had like a boyfriend, but he didn't at any point prior where they're having these very intense, deep discussions.
Like
that
currently had a boyfriend?
No, didn't have
Oh, in the
previously, yeah. And the guy, he was bisexual, and but he told her that after they'd met in person. Whereas like you're in these pods and you're having these deep, like why didn't that come up before? Like, and so there was a huge fight. It's like it's interesting TV to watch because it's like I kind of understood both sides, but he reacted very poorly to it. She was shocked. She was like didn't expect that, and she was like trying to kind of talk to him and be like, well, like just have a conversation about it. And he got really defensive about it, and it went south very quickly.
Sure.
Suffice to say, a ring was thrown into a pool. It was wild.
Well, that'll happen. Yeah.
I think it's weird that she won't talk about it.
Yeah.
I think you're okay. You can have like a reaction, be like, oh wow, like that's not something I expected. But like, what's the big deal? That's not a current, like, it's not like, I don't know.
I think people have a hard time with bisexuality.
Sure, we could have a whole episode on that.
We could have a whole episode on that, but I think the crux of it becomes they're like, oh, there's this threat because you're bisexual. Now I have to worry like
about both.
double, and it's like, no, nothing changes about someone, especially if they want to have a monogamous relationship.
Sure,
nothing changes.
Sure,
about that.
Yeah,
it's just that they also happen to be sexually or romantically attracted to,
right?
Both.
Sure.
So, I don't know. Like I said, the red flag might be that they are not willing to have a conversation about it.
There is a small update.
You dodged a bullet.
She finally responded to my text and agreed to talk. We agreed on a time, and she'll be coming home just for a chat. I'm still hoping she was shocked by it all. I don't know.
Oh, and that's the only thing?
Oh, there's an update. After sending a text, she eventually responded and we agreed to meet up. She came back home and greeted me seemingly sad. I had bought her a bouquet of her favorite flowers. Thanks for suggesting that.
Oh.
I hadn't bought her shit. And without losing any time, we sat down on the couch for a lengthy conversation. I'm sorry to those that thought she was biphobic, but she has no issue with me being bi. Also, she doesn't think I'm less than a man for having slept with one. Eventually, it all simmered down to the fact that she was just shocked. She didn't know what to say. I'm choosing to believe her. Even though staying silent is never the right choice, we agreed to talk more about our past relationships purely to avoid any other unfortunate scenarios. Last week, we were going to couples counseling to see if there's anything else wrong with our relationship. I don't think that's why I go to couples counseling. All is well that ends well, sort of, and despite my worries, things are returning back to how they were. She said that by tomorrow morning, she was planning to come back home full time again. I'm certain the rift will slowly heal.
I don't know about that. I don't like
Chrissy
that.
Teigen at some award ceremony is the meme.
Yes. I don't like that. Oh, my.
Well, let's take a break because we're going to go for some more rotted stories because I know that's what you love. There is one that I just...
That you've been teasing me about. I'm ready to hear it.
It involves cheese.
Oh, God.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Oh, God.
Are you ready?
Is it the cheese story?
Yeah, hell yeah. This is a long one, so I might read only like a couple more after this one.
Okay.
And it's marked not safe for work.
Oh, well.
I forgot about this, like I said.
Good thing we're not at work.
Till today. Until today when I read it again and I was like, oh yes, this one. My 24 female boyfriend, 25 male, told me that snacking on mozzarella cheese balls might be a deal breaker. What should I do?
What?
Hey, Reddit.
Mozzarella cheese balls?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Oh, just wait.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in a very worried situation and I don't know how to proceed. I'm hoping to get some insight from people who don't know us personally because this is really embarrassing for me. So to preface, I'm a cheese lover. I absolutely adore cheese. It's my favorite snack. My number one cheese has got to be mozzarella, specifically ball-shaped mozzarella. The texture and flavor are so good, especially with those little salt sprinkles. I buy those, Bella Gizio packs of mozzarella balls, and they have been my snack of choice since I was a freshman in college. They were easy and convenient to keep in my mini fridge for a quick, cheap, and easy bite. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 3 years now, and we recently moved in together. He's known about my love for cheese since our first date. He took me to a restaurant, and we ordered like 3 charcuterie boards, LOL, so that's in parentheses. I don't think he knew what he was getting into with my snacking, and he probably didn't expect to see me eat mozzarella balls on the daily. I thought he was fine with it, but now I see he's making an issue out of it, and I don't know if I should stop. if you don't have your seatbelt on, you better put it on right now.
Oh my God. How can this get worse?
What do you think is about to get worse?
I don't know. Honestly, my intuition immediately was like something sexual. Like he thinks she's like putting him in her hootenanny or something. Is that it?
You're close, not 100%.
And oh my God.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is.
God,
His specific issue is the shape of the cheese. He tells me that seeing me eat, ball-shaped cheese makes him uncomfortable. He says that it is lewd and that I quote, seeing me pop a wet cheese ball in my mouth makes him think of me having another man's balls in my mouth. Yeah, I was really confused and I told him that I don't think this is a big of a deal and that it's literally cheese, but he told me the imagery still grosses him out. What?
That's your imagery, bitch.
I thought we could work through this, but after a while, he said it might be a deal breaker if I don't stop. Afterwards, he left for work. During the argument, he said he doesn't care if I eat mozzarella cheese, but he wants me to eat it string or shredded instead. String looks like a dick.
Like a dick. Thank you.
I know this is just so high maintenance of me, but mozzarella balls are just my favorite snack. The texture, the taste, it's just so good. I like shredded cheese and string cheese, but they aren't the same. I'm thinking maybe I should buy the smaller mozzarella balls that they sell and hope that they won't bother him. But I feel like but if I feed into it, this could reinforce his mindset. I don't know what to do. I want to make him uncomfortable, or I want to make him comfortable, but this really feels controlling and unnecessary. Not to mention, I don't really want to give up my favorite snack. He is a great guy, and I know this post isn't doing it justice, but I just want to know if there is a red flag from him or if putting my foot down on this is unreasonable. Thank you in advance for anyone who reads this and offers me some advice. The first comment is, I would consider a partner who got sexually jealous over a cheese snack a deal breaker personally.
I mean, but you've been together for 3 years. So
this is not like and this is something that she's been doing since presumably freshman year of college, probably sooner than that, but let's just say for 8, so she's 20 something, she's 24.
This is giving like one of the other Reddit stories that you've read me about. Was it cheesecake or something at a funeral and the guy was moaning and they said that was lewd?
Yeah.
It's giving that of like the way that
I forgot about that.
She's saying, oh, they're burned into my memory. The way that she's saying he's describing this of like that she's sitting there with these balls and like teabagging herself with them and like rubbing them all and like balls, and I imagine she's not. I imagine she's just eating them. So
why are you getting sexually jealous over a piece of food? That's weird.
Your problem. That's
weird.
Your problem. So if you don't like it, look away while I'm eating my cheese balls.
Well, and like, why are you thinking of that? Like, nothing.
I don't know.
Inherently, from what she's described, she's not doing anything sexual.
No,
while she
that's
eats
what I'm
this.
saying. Like he's
right.
He's making it sound like she's over here like sexualizing it, and I'm guessing no. I'm guessing she's just popping them in her mouth.
When I read this, I didn't see the plot twist coming. I was like, no, that was the plot twist of like that's what he thought it was. I was thinking he was like, you're gaining weight because you're eating so much cheese. Like that's kind of
sure, also problematic.
There is an update to this. Oh, it's quite long.
Yeah,
I think I would say, if this was my friend telling me the story, I'd be like, you gotta dump him. This is crazy.
I don't think I would say dump, but I would be like, that's his problem. If he doesn't like to see it, he can look away. I mean,
no, like
really.
And I guess the compromise of buying smaller, like, because I know what she's talking about. It's like those you've seen them. It's like
I haven't. I don't know what she's talking about.
They're like, they look kind of like, well, baseball's probably too big, but it's kind of like a baseball size of like, I'm assuming this what is like mozzarella, like it's like the fresh mozzarella stuff that they.
Oh, okay.
They usually like have like a caprese, like you slice it. And they make smaller ones.
I was thinking like Dippin' Dot. Like I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking. But still, like, I just can't imagine she's eating them in the way that he is so offended. That's his insecurity. That's for him to deal with. Go to therapy. Go to therapy, bitch.
Well, here's the update.
Okay.
It was 2 days after the original post. Hey guys, I'm doing this update hope I'm doing this update thing right. I've never made one of these before, so I'm just trying to copy other people in the sub who have done this. I was debating posting this update or not, but seeing how many people saw it and became invested in my snacking made me want to give everyone who is still interested a little bit of closure. First of all, I want to thank all of you for your time spent with me. It's honestly a little overwhelming to see how many people took a break from what I assume are very busy lives to give me advice and support. I think it's very beautiful how so many people in so many different places can come together and give some love to people who need it.
Girl, it's Reddit. Shut up.
That's actually kind of sweet. Secondly, I have a short and savory update. Get it? Because I couldn't leave you guys hanging. The morning after I posted, me and my boyfriend talked about this entire issue, and he ended up explaining why his mind immediately went to a place of sexualizing something that had no implications. I left this out of my original post, but because it felt unrelated, even though in hindsight it was obvious. But there was an issue with infidelity in his previous relationship. I didn't know the details of what happened and never tried to bring it up because I didn't want to upset him. That was my mistake, though, because he's still struggling with insecurities and felt unsure if he could tell me about it. Both of us were lacking in communication skills, but we ended up clearing the air, and I found out both why his last relationship ended and why seeing me eat cheese balls upset him. All I knew previously was that he had a serious relationship with his ex-girlfriend. They broke up because she cheated on him. Now, he let me know that he found out about the incident because the person she cheated with him sent him a video of her eating another man's cheese balls, aka his balls. He told me that he feels like by now he should have gotten over it, but the betrayal stuck with him. The new move in together has started to trigger his unresolved feelings and has given him new anxieties that our relationship might end the same way. I think pairing that daily with the visual reminder of through the cheese balls was a little too much for him. I feel like we're giving this man a lot of leeway. I'm just
Thank you. Thank you.
I know many of you have had strong opinions about him, and I'm sorry to disappoint, but I'm not ready to let go of this relationship yet. During our conversation, I let him know that I didn't like the direction that he was going with this ultimatum because it felt controlling, and I told him I wouldn't tolerate another incident like this in the future. It just scrolled. I'm so sorry, everyone. Wouldn't tolerate another incident like this in the future. We decided we would be looking for couples counseling in our area to help us move on from this incident and generally learn to communicate more openly so that neither of us will bottle up our negative emotions alone. And instead, we can help each other overcome these emotions as a unit. I can imagine being the therapist who's like, why it brings you in? Well, we had a fight about cheese balls. I'd be like, what the
I'd be like, get the fuck out of my face.
Right now, I'm feeling very hopeful. And I think that knowing about his past will leave me better equipped to pave a better future with him. Thank you for all your advice and support. Yeah. But the first comment says, girl, what the fuck? My husband and I are baffled, but sending you well wishes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of leeway given to that.
Thank you. That's what I was saying
that's
the whole
quite the
time.
leap.
Of like, fine. Sometimes triggers don't make sense to the greater population. Fine. But that's not her problem. That's not her problem. That's your problem. That's your insecurity that you better get into therapy and deal with. Not couples therapy.
They don't need to go to couples therapy. That guy needs to go to therapy on his own.
There are a lot of men and women who need to go to therapy. Like,
I can't.
No. That's crazy.
We're giving him a lot of leeway.
We're giving him a lot of leeway. I mean, God bless that he told you, and I get it, but no. You need that. He wants you to stop eating cheese balls because of his insecurity?
Yeah, I'm glad she said something to him about that because
Crazy. No, sir. Men, it's still in 2024. Get away with too much. Because I think about this. I mean, truly, let's think about it. If producer Justin all of a sudden, in your 27 years of marriage, however long, I don't know how long you've been
close. Feels like it.
All of a sudden is like triggered by you eating cheese balls, you wouldn't drop him. You would be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here?
I think the context would heavily depend on why he was triggered.
But that's what I mean. Like, and then he came up and he said, well, there's, just lately there's this thing that's, it's triggered me randomly all of a sudden. I don't know why. You might be like, okay.
I would probably
now it's time for you to go to therapy.
I would be like, you need to call somebody for that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, truly.
And I think if I were the couples therapist, which never would do, but if they came in and said that and she was like, well, we're here to help him, I'm going to be like, well,
I would be like,
that's his to work on.
I'm going to refer him to individual therapy. I don't need to see either of you again, like together. I mean, if you want to, but and
he can tell you how to best support you, which is not changing your lifestyle to convenience his trigger because
I can't.
Sorry, everyone, but triggers are your responsibility to deal with.
Retweet.
Sorry. I mean,
we should do a whole episode on
we should.
This new culture of like, I'm triggered. And
right.
People
can be mindful.
Sure.
Like I could say, hey, Jackie, I think it has to be reasonable too. Like, if you had like, I don't know, like if you had, I can't even think of
like loud noise.
I can't even think of anything ridiculous right now. Or like your dogs. Let's say that I was attacked by a dog and I just haven't dealt with it yet. You might, maybe you wouldn't, but it might be reasonable for like if I come over here, you'd be like, well, we'll make sure that they're like put away.
Yeah.
They can't get to you. We'll put a gate up or something. Fine.
Sure.
We can be mindful, but like,
you can't.
I wouldn't be like, you have to get rid of your dogs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, speaking of, I'll read a couple more. This one's a little short.
Yeah, maybe just, yeah.
My husband said he is jealous of our son.
Oh, God.
He admitted after years of me suspecting this. We have three daughters too, and he said he is jealous of our son because he is a male. Is this normal? What should I say to him? He seems less tolerant of our son than our daughters, and he said he keeps our son on a shorter leash when it comes to discipline. For reference, we have twin daughters, 4 years old. Our son is 3, and our other daughter is 1 year old. I'll read the edit, but you just tell me your initial thoughts. What? It's a toddler. Well, 3 years old toddler. You're jealous of a toddler?
Someone's playing out their own childhood, it sounds like to me.
Edited to add more context. When I hug or comfort our 3-year-old son and show him love and affection, my husband gets jealous.
Oh.
I always try to show the same to my daughters too, and when our son misbehaves, I discipline him just as I do our daughters. Once our son sat next to me after my husband had left his seat, and our son came. Once our son sat next to me after my husband had left his seat, and our son came and sat next to me. What? That's the same thing twice.
He got up in the sun.
Yeah,
Sat down.
my husband was glaring at him, and when he came back to reclaim his seat, our son likes to hold my hand when we go out, and my husband complains that our 3-year-old son is a mama's boy. Our daughters equally like to hold my hands too, and all of them except really our son likes to hold my husband's hand. When we all get out of the vehicle and we go somewhere, they all rush to hold my hand most of the time, though. My husband used to be extremely rough with our son when he was misbehaving. He was being emotionally and physically abusive towards all the children and ended up getting a temporary restraining order for our children over it. My husband had been physically abusive to me also. Also, the restraining order was lifted. He seemed to be more gentle with him. First comment is not normal. I recommend therapy for him.
Girl, the call is coming from inside the house. It's time to go. It's time to go. That is red flag central. That is the flag of China. Red flag.
I'm going to hope this is a fake post, like somebody just wrote this for fun. Because this is
there more?
insane.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. We were looking like there was
one of the
more.
top comments is like, this is a troll post because all the stories this person tells don't make sense. Like, they're different stories.
Well, I mean, I could see that being real.
But assuming, but like, let's say if it was true. Let's say you had a client in therapy, like, who was just seeing you and was like, oh my God, this has just come up in my personal life. What would you do? I'd be like,
that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Girl.
We got to
not
make
healthy.
you're a safe exit. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Time to go. Well, first off, we wouldn't be going back if there was a restraining order to begin with. We would have been like, no. We're done with that. And she said he seems to be better.
Sure.
That means he's perhaps not. So, yeah, the call is coming from inside the house. It's time to leave. My.
I'll end with this one because it's a little mess. We'll take a break and then we'll have another BuzzFeed quiz that we can take. Just again.
Is it our best friend quiz?
I could find one real quick. This one's hard to read. My husband called my teen daughter a whore.
Oh, cut the cameras. Nothing to say.
This is like the toxic Reddit episode.
There is no.
We're gonna need hazmat
There
suits to
is
get into all
no
this.
story you can tell me that I'm gonna be like, well, that was fine.
My husband, 36, hates my teenage daughter, 15. She lives with her dad and spends weekends and school breaks with us. Every time she's here,
not even her biological father.
No.
Oh my God.
Every time she's here, he complains that she's messy, stays up too late, and is disruptive. She loves music and plays it on the weekends, and we agreed she has to turn it down by 9 p.m., but he still complains about it. My daughter started dating, and my husband thinks I'm crazy for allowing it. He says I'm enabling her to be a whore at a young age and constantly tries to make me feel bad because I had her at 15. I was a teen mom, and I tried my best raising her, but he says I should be a better example instead of encouraging her to end up like me. He makes me feel like shit all the time when it comes to her. My daughter asked her dad if a guy she was seeing could come over, and he said no. So when she was spending the weekend with us, she asked me instead since her dad had already refused. I checked with my husband, and he said no. The whole argument started from that. He accused me of enabling her to be a whore because her dad wasn't okay with having a boy over, but I was willing to allow it at her house. First comment. Honest question. Why are you with someone who hates your daughter? That's fucked up.
That man thinks the same thing about you.
Yeah.
So, boom. There you go. Wow.
There's a lot of projection happening on his part.
It's fine for you to feel like you should raise your daughter to be, I don't know, I guess more modest or more conservative. Let me just spin it. Stay with me. Like, it's okay for him to like say like, no, she shouldn't be dating, whatever, but it's not okay to call her a whore.
I think I'd rather have, if I had a kid, I'd rather have my kids in my house knowing what they're doing.
No, I hear you.
Because
I agree with you.
What you're breeding right, or that's a bad word.
My.
That's a word.
What you're grooming.
What what you're not encouraging, what you're, I guess,
What's going to
tolerating.
happen?
What you're tolerating is that she's going to hide that shit from you. And then maybe
Right.
statistically she may end up pregnant, or she may, end up in a
Right.
bad situation.
But what I'm saying is, like, well, he's not, I guess, he's not really the parent. I don't know their dynamics, but like, if you think as mom it's fine, okay, then that's that. And you can have your rules of like no closed doors, whatever. But if he feels that like he can say like, well, I just don't think we should let her do that, that's fine. You can have that opinion, and you can say that I just don't think it's a good idea, blah 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 blah. You don't call a 15-year-old girl a whore as an adult man. As an adult woman either. No adult woman should do it. So wow. Well, that took me on a wild ride where I still hate men. So there you go.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you so much.
Oh my. Well, we're gonna do a BuzzFeed quiz, but we'll take a break first.
Oh, okay.
Because we have to just decompress.
We have to I'm heated.
You whore.
You whore. You whore.
Did you ever watch The Real Housewives?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, we'll be right back. We're back. We thought we were back.
We're
but
back
it was
now.
fake.
It was fake.
Kyle was just discussing how he's
We
never
were
called
we were
anyone a
making
whore.
very
we were talking about
we were doing very Socratic discussions, very deep what's the word I'm looking for? Like
I've never
profound. We were having a
Yes.
profound discussion, and producer Justin was not recording.
I've never
So
I've never called somebody as an insult. I've
No.
like called my friends, "What's up, whore?" Like
Yeah, hey,
I've never
whore. But I've never been like, you're a whore.
Yeah.
You're
no.
a prostitution whore.
Yeah, I had to show Kyle the clip of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. If there's any from the first season, if there's any fans out there who we should watch that. Good times. Anyways, okay, you ready for this BuzzFeed quiz?
Yeah.
Reveal your favorite singers by decade, and we'll uncover your true color personality.
Oh no.
So this will be interesting.
Oh God.
Pick a singer from the '60s: Elvis Presley, Bob Dylan, Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, Brenda Lee, Tina Turner.
Tina Turner.
Pick a singer from the '70s: David Bowie, Elton John, Dolly Parton, Olivia Newton-John, Bob Marley, Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury is not spelled correct. I hate that. So sorry.
Dolly Parton.
Jolene. Pick a singer from the '80s: Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, George Michael, Madonna, Diana Ross, Phil Collins. So this is kind of hard.
Whitney Houston.
No. Pick a singer from the '90s: Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Celine Dion, Bryan Adams, Jennifer Lopez. Ooh, Jennifer Lopez in the '90s. That's a clock that T.
Read him again.
Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Celine Dion, Bryan Adams, Jennifer Lopez.
I'll have to go with J-Lo. Yeah.
There's so many of her songs, I can't think of one. Pick a singer from the 2000s: Beyonce, Kanye West, 50 Cent, Avril Lavigne, Shakira, Usher.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Lips don't lie.
I'm gonna have to go. Okay. This might be a shocking pick. I'm gonna go with Usher because 2000s Usher, Confessions.
You and
Are you
producer
kidding
Justin
me?
can have a conversation about Confessions.
Are you kidding me? I listened to that like I personally identified with that
You can talk to producer Justin because he'll tell you the same thing.
in like the 8th grade.
Yeah, same. He'll tell you something.
Like my girl on the side got one on the way. Oh, you don't know about me. You don't know about me and how I was feeling that.
Pick a singer from the 2010s: Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars, Harry Styles, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber.
Those are all terrible. So it has to be Lady Gaga.
I don't like Harry Styles being on there. This might be tough for you and I.
Oh no.
Pick a singer from the 2020s: Olivia Rodrigo, Tyler, the Creator, Benson Boone. I don't even know who the hell that is. Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, Drake. Drake is not from the 2020s. That is.
This is a rigged BuzzFeed quiz.
That's awful.
Um,
Drake,
Who was the first one?
Olivia Rodrigo, Tyler, the Creator, Benson Boone, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, Drake.
I don't know. I would have to go with Rodrigo or Chappelle Ronan.
You have to pick.
I probably know more Olivia Rodrigo songs, so I'm gonna go with her.
Blue.
Yeah.
You're sensitive and rational. You're also very loyal and have deep feelings. It's a picture of the ocean.
Oh,
That's your
okay.
true color.
That feels legit.
All
That
right,
feels
let me
legit.
pick
What's yours?
mine.
What's yours?
60s. Yeah, I'd probably go Tina Turner. Also, 70s. I'm gonna go Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
even though
well.
it's spelled incorrectly. I do not like that. 80s. This one's tough. I'm trying to think of like music that like if I heard it, I'd be like, oh, like I would sing along
like
to
a
it, or
bop.
like yeah. I think I might. I think Whitney Houston actually too, to be honest. Madonna's a very close second. From the 90s, I think I would do Eminem actually. It's 2000s, Avril Lavigne. Hey,
That's a good
standard
option.
boy.
Yeah.
Usher's a close second. 2010s, I think I'm gonna go Lady Gaga, even though she was pre 2010s.
Yeah, she was really 2000, but it's fine.
As for the 2020s, it's hard because I don't. I mean, I would pick Drake, but I don't think he's 2020, so I'm not picking Drake.
Yeah, I wonder why they have him there.
Take Care is a great album from like I don't know 2008. Like that's not like, come on. I think I'm also gonna go Olivia Rodrigo. Blue, you're sensitive and rational.
We're the same.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Here, let me see if there's like. Let me just look and see if there's like a. Well, if I do Friends, it's gonna do the TV show.
Friendship quiz.
Let's see if there's one. Oh. There's not really what we're looking for.
That's okay. We'll have to do. We talked.
Oh, here we could do this one.
Oh, okay,
This is gonna be really hilarious because
Okay.
I don't think. Tick all the things you and your BFF have done.
Oh God. Well, this won't work.
Do we both have to agree for it to check it?
No,
technically?
no,
Okay.
no, I don't think so.
Hung out in silence without being weird. I would check that.
Yeah, I think so.
Hated someone you've never met because your friend does.
Yes. Absolutely.
Tagged each other in memes as a form of communication. I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, we send it.
DM. I don't.
Yeah.
No one tags any like.
No one does that anymore.
You don't want people to see what you're tagging other people, and that's
No, it's just for us.
gone to a family function and been only a non-relative. We've not gone to each other's.
No. Yeah. Well, not a function, but like
You've met my mom.
I went over to the in-laws and
That's true.
Was the only
That's
person.
true. I'll give it to you.
That was not the family.
I've not met your family, but that's fine.
No.
Knowing something about them that nobody else knows. After our nudes conversation.
now no. I don't. Probably not.
Okay.
I would say no.
I won't check it. Talked about your sex lives.
Not really.
I don't know very many. Like, I don't know.
No.
I don't
I
know
would say
people.
no.
And then the next one says in great detail.
Oh my.
Sent each other your ugliest selfies. I would never.
No.
Not against you.
No,
Told them
no.
your grossest habit. No.
No.
Taking your bra off out their house without it feeling weird. No.
I don't wear a bra, so that's on you.
No.
Do you wear a bra when I'm around?
Are
you wearing one now?
I'm wearing one right now. I don't always.
I wouldn't care, so.
If I'm wearing a sweatshirt, I'm probably not, but it just depends. Talked in voices and accents used exclusively when around each other. I don't think
Not
so.
really, no.
Told them all the details of any embarrassing / gross illness you've had.
Not illness, no.
Consoled them through a breakup.
No.
No, we haven't known each other through a breakup. At
No.
least not for you, I don't think. The silence.
I don't know. Well, I'm thinking like I know you in 2020. Like I've probably gone through some men.
Yeah.
But
Surprise them with something just because you thought they'd like it. I don't know about surprise.
but I think
We've
we've
gotten
got
gifts.
each other gifts.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say yes.
that one counts.
Been told all the drama that's happening in their family and vice versa.
Oh yes.
Bragged about them to people who they've never met.
I have. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I think I have too.
Oh.
Did my thing get loud?
I don't know.
Been asked where your best friend is when you're not with them. My mom has asked me where.
Oh really? Kathy's like, where's better company?
Yeah. Where's Where's Kyle?
Yeah, I need more.
Had a deep conversation with them at around 3 a.m. You cannot
Oh
catch me
no, I will
awake
be
at 3
asleep.
a.m.
So sorry. Yeah.
Plan out your lives as old people together. No, we've not done
No.
that. Told them when you're making a bad decision, even if they didn't like it. No. Sometimes I think we're adults, so it's like hard. Some of these don't really apply because I think we're adults.
Right.
Made an excuse to leave a party together because one of you was feeling like crap. I would do that if we ever went
I
somewhere
would
together.
too. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I need to know if you've ever done this with anyone. Sniffed their armpits to check if they stink.
I have done that.
You have? I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah. Maybe in high school, but I don't remember. Gone to their house and then just napped.
Yes,
you have.
I have.
I was like, you've done that. Told them your symptoms so they could help diagnose your illnesses before going to the doctor.
No. Don't do that.
Gone with each other to appointments when one of you is nervous. No,
but I would.
Yeah, I think I would too. Sat together and Facebook and or Instagram stalk someone you don't like. We've done that, but not for people you don't like.
And I would say at the same time.
No, but like.
Yeah. Well,
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll
let's
check
count it.
Collaborated on a text to send to someone they fancy.
No.
Told them a secret you found out which you weren't meant to share because they're your only exception to the don't tell anyone rule.
Oh,
check.
Absolutely. You're kidding me.
Accompanied them to errands like food shopping without finding it boring. We done? I don't think we've done anything like that.
I would if you wanted to. We also don't live close.
No, we don't live close. So. Help them get into or out of some clothing when it's gotten stuck. No. Told them about the weird body hair you found that time. No. Get a razor, bitch.
I don't even know about that.
Watched a really awful film together, which now has become one of your in-jokes. This must be written for like UK because some of the phrasing is weird. No. How to help them decide which picture would look best for their Facebook. I don't have a Facebook, so.
No.
Disliked anyone who calls your best friend their best friend.
No. I don't. No, that's no.
Sworn at each other as a way of showing affection.
Oh, yeah.
Communicating through eye contact.
Oh, 100%.
Understood each other.
Literally while we're doing the podcast,
oh
nobody can see it.
This is a lot. I wouldn't do this for hardly anybody. Talk on the phone with them while on the toilet. I don't like doing that normally. Unless I only
do that with Edward.
Peed in front of each other.
No.
I would not do that
No.
Hung out at their house without them being there. Not yet.
No.
We got 13 out of 39.
Nice. What does that mean? Does that mean we're not best friends?
Says you might not be super close, but you're still good friends.
Yeah. We're not like, well, I think this episode's gonna be so long. I think the concept of a best friend is not an adult concept. I think if you're an adult with a best friend, I don't know about that.
I think
that's I don't
yeah,
think
like
that's a
I was
thing.
thinking about the other day because I was like, man, I have close friends like who I would consider close, but like it's not like I would. Like I think people they're like this is my best friend for 30 years, and I tell them everything, and I'm like, I think that's a little like interesting in a way because I don't know, like some of it is like you said, it's not like an adult thing. It's like I don't know, like I don't know.
No.
I would count you in like my close, as a close friend. Like if I had to like, if someone was going down, I could call you and you'd be like, all right,
like I'm not calling you every day.
No, but we could also not speak
like
for like 3 months. Then you could text me and be like, you're a low quality woman, and I'd be like, shut up, you prostitution whore. And we'd like understand.
And I'd be like, great.
But like, I just sometimes I think people take the friendship thing way too overboard and use it to justify some like really codependent behavior.
And it's like like in college, like maybe that's the last time you had like a best friend because you're like, you hang out all the time, you do all this, fine. But then like as adults, it's just I don't know. It was just kind of strange. Like half that stuff on there, like you said, like adults should not be doing these things.
And I don't want to be like, oh, if you know, but typically a lot of that stuff, like significant other would take that place. And if you don't have a significant other, you know, having a friend to do all that stuff is fine with too. But like,
yeah, I guess some of that I do with Edward. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, like I would say, like if I did that for me and Justin, I would probably have checked 95% of that list off. But like, I don't know. Friendships is interesting.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, we'll have to find like a true bet. We'll have to come up with our own like
maybe
20 questions.
Producer
or
Justin
something.
can find something and then we can do it for an episode. Or we can do a Patreon where we do like a 20 questions.
Sell our nudes. People would buy them. I think people would buy them, and then they would try to return them.
I had a friend tell me I could sell butt pics, probably for money. And I was like, you're joking. And he was like, no, I'm serious. And I'm like, he's like, you wouldn't even have to be naked. You could probably just sell butt pics of you.
People sell their dirty underwear. for good money.
People are like working
Like
out in your
you-
underwear
yeah,
and then send it to me and I'll pay you $50,000 and I'm like,
a
what?
hundo. Yeah, you could be like, oh, and I didn't wash my asshole today, and people would be like, well, double it. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
it's wild.
Well,
Well,
on that note,
stay tired.
and petty.